Hello and welcome to this video on pricing and monetization for product managers. Pricing is a crucial aspect of product management, and getting it right is essential for the success of your product. In this video, we will cover everything you need to know about pricing and monetization, including how to set prices, determine pricing models, and develop monetization strategies. Chapter 1. The basics of pricing. Let's start with the basics. What is pricing, and why is it important? Pricing is the process of determining the value of a product or service and setting a price that customers are willing to pay. It is an essential part of product management because it directly impacts revenue and profitability. There are several factors to consider when setting prices, including the cost of production, competition, and customer demand. You also need to consider the perceived value of your product or service and how much customers are willing to pay for it. Chapter 2. Pricing models. There are several pricing models to choose from, each with its own advantages and disadvantages. The most common pricing models include cost-plus pricing. This is a simple pricing model that involves adding a markup to the cost of production. The markup is usually a percentage of the total cost, and the final price is determined by adding the markup to the cost. Value-based pricing. This pricing model is based on the perceived value of your product or service. You set your price based on what your customers are willing to pay, rather than what it costs to produce the product. Freemium pricing. This pricing model is commonly used for software and digital products. You offer a basic version of your product for free, but customers have to pay for premium features. Subscription pricing. This pricing model involves charging customers a recurring fee for access to your product or service. It is commonly used for software and digital products. Dynamic pricing. This pricing model involves adjusting prices based on demand. Prices are higher when demand is high and lower when demand is low. Chapter 3. Monetization strategies. Monetization strategies are the methods you use to generate revenue from your product or service. There are several monetization strategies to choose from, including advertising. This involves selling ad space on your website or app. Affiliate marketing. This involves promoting other products or services and earning a commission on sales. Licensing. This involves licensing your product or technology to other companies for a fee. E-commerce. This involves selling physical products directly to customers through an online store. In-app purchases. This involves offering additional features or content for purchase within your app. Chapter 4. Pricing strategy. Your pricing strategy is the plan you use to set and adjust prices over time. There are several pricing strategies to choose from, including penetration pricing. This involves setting a low price to enter a new market or compete with existing products. Skimming pricing. This involves setting a high price for a new product to capture early adopters. Premium pricing. This involves setting a high price to position your product as a luxury or high-end product. Bundle pricing. This involves offering multiple products or services at a discounted price. Pricelining. This involves offering different versions of your product at different price points. Chapter 5. Pricing mistakes to avoid. Now that you understand the basics of pricing and have learned about different pricing models and strategies, it's essential to know common pricing mistakes to avoid. These mistakes include setting prices too low. This can lead to a perception of low quality and low profit margins. Setting prices too high. This can lead to lower sales and alienating potential customers. Failing to adjust prices over time. As market conditions change, it's essential to adjust your prices to remain competitive. Ignoring customer feedback. Customer feedback is critical when setting prices. Failing to consider customer feedback can lead to pricing strategies that are not aligned with customer needs. Not considering the competition. You need to consider the prices of your competitors when setting prices. Ignoring the competition can lead to pricing strategies that are not competitive. Chapter 6. Pricing experiments. Finally, it's essential to conduct pricing experiments to determine the optimal pricing strategy for your product. Pricing experiments involve testing different pricing models and strategies to see which ones work best for your product and your customers. There are several types of pricing experiments, including A/B testing. This involves testing two versions of your product, one with a different price point, to to see which version performs better. Price sensitivity analysis. This involves analyzing how sensitive customers are to changes in price. Price skimming. This involves testing different price points to see how customers respond. Price bundling. This involves testing different bundles of products or services to see which ones customers prefer. Bonus tips. Here are some bonus tips to help you with pricing and monetization. Consider offering discounts. Offering discounts can be an effective way to increase sales and attract new customers. However, it's essential to be strategic when offering discounts to avoid devaluing your product or service. Implement tiered pricing. Tiered pricing involves offering different versions of your product or service at different price points. This allows customers to choose the version that best meets their needs and budget. Monitor and adjust prices regularly. It's important to monitor the market and adjust your prices regularly to remain competitive. This can involve monitoring the prices of your competitors, analyzing customer feedback, and conducting pricing experiments. Consider the lifetime value of your customers. When setting prices, it's essential to consider the lifetime value of your customers. This involves considering the total revenue a customer is likely to generate over the course of their relationship with your company. Be transparent with pricing. Transparency is important when it comes to pricing. Customers appreciate transparency, and it can help build trust and loyalty. Make sure your pricing is clear and easy to understand, and be upfront about any fees or charges. Final thoughts. Pricing and monetization are complex topics, but they are essential for the success of your product. As a product manager, it's important to understand the basics of pricing, develop effective pricing and monetization strategies, and avoid common pricing mistakes. Conducting pricing experiments and regularly monitoring and adjusting prices can help you optimize your pricing strategy over time. Remember to be transparent with pricing, consider the lifetime value of your customers, and be strategic when offering discounts or implementing tiered pricing. With these tips, you can develop a successful pricing and monetization strategy for your product. Conclusion. Pricing and monetization are essential aspects of product management. It's essential to understand the basics of pricing, including pricing models and pricing strategies, and to avoid common pricing mistakes. It's also essential to develop monetization strategies that align with your product and your customers. Finally, conducting pricing experiments can help you determine the optimal pricing strategy for your product. Thank you for watching, and we hope you found this video informative and helpful in your role as a product manager.